You believe your goodness is a shield. You think your kindness protects you, your generosity builds loyalty, and your honesty earns respect. But what if that shield is actually a target? What if the very thing you believe keeps you safe is the thing that is getting you destroyed? In the next few minutes, the most feared political thinker in history, Niccolò Machiavelli, is going to expose the most dangerous lie society has ever told you. You are going to learn why your goodness is making you weak, why people don't respect your kindness but secretly exploit it, and how to turn this vulnerability into your most devastating weapon. This is not a lesson in becoming evil. It is a lesson in surviving a world that is not always good. This is how you stop being the sheep and start becoming the shepherd. Part 1. The Generosity Trap. Here is a brutal truth that will change the way you see every relationship in your life. The more you give, the less it is valued. Your generosity is not building loyalty, it is breeding entitlement. When you help someone once, they are grateful. When you help them twice, they are thankful. But when you help them 10 times, they begin to expect it. Your exceptional kindness has become their new normal. And the moment you stop, you are not remembered for the 9 times you said yes. You are resented for the 1 time you said no. This is the generosity trap. You have trained people to see you as a resource, not a relationship. You are the friend who always pays, the colleague who always stays late, the family member who always carries the burden. At first it felt good. You were praised, you were appreciated, you were the good one. But now, you are just the one who is expected to give. The thank yous have faded, the reciprocity has vanished, and you are left with a quiet, burning resentment, wondering why the people you have helped the most seem to respect you the least. Let me tell you about someone I'll call Daniel. Daniel was the most generous person in his office. He covered for colleagues when they were sick. He stayed late to help with other people's deadlines. He bought coffee for the team every Friday without fail. He was universally loved. He was also, after 7 years, passed over for promotion 3 times in a row. Not because he wasn't talented, he was brilliant, but because his managers had unconsciously categorized him as a support player, not a leader. He was the one who made everyone else's work easier. He was the infrastructure. An infrastructure doesn't get promoted, leaders do. The day Daniel stopped covering for everyone, stopped staying late, stopped buying the Friday coffees, the office turned on him. He was called selfish. He was called difficult. He was accused of having changed. He hadn't changed. He had simply stopped paying a tax that was never his to pay. And the reaction of his colleagues told him everything he needed to know about the nature of the relationships he had built. They were not relationships. They were transactions. And he had been the one paying the full price. Machiavelli understood this psychological flaw perfectly. He knew that human beings adapt to good things. It's called hedonic adaptation. What was once a gift quickly becomes an expectation. Your constant giving doesn't make people more grateful. It makes them less so, because your kindness has become common. It has lost its value because it has lost its scarcity. But your one act of refusal, that is rare. That is memorable. That is what they will talk about. You are not building a foundation of loyalty. You are building an addiction to your own sacrifice. And like any addict, the moment their supply is cut off, they will turn on you. You have become the villain in a story where you were trying to be the hero. The psychological architecture of this is fascinating and brutal. Your brain, in its attempt to maintain social bonds, creates a cognitive model of the relationship. In this model, your giving is coded as a baseline, a fundamental part of the contract. When you break that contract, the other person's brain experiences it, not as a change, but as a betrayal. They are not consciously thinking this. They are feeling it. a deep, primal sense of injustice. And you, the giver, are the source of that feeling. You are no longer the kind, generous person. You are the one who broke the unspoken rule, the one who disrupted the comfortable equilibrium, the one who, by ceasing to give, has taken something away. Part 2. The illusion of gratitude. Let's go deeper, because the trap is not just that your generosity is taken for granted. It's that your very goodness signals to the world that you are a safe target for exploitation. Your kindness is not seen as a strength. It is seen as a lack of boundaries. Your willingness to help is not interpreted as compassion. It is interpreted as an inability to say no. You have spent your life trying to be a good person, but in the ruthless economy of human interaction, you have inadvertently marketed yourself as a doormat. Think about it. The lion cannot protect himself from traps, and the fox cannot defend himself from wolves. As Machiavelli taught, one must be a fox to recognize the traps, and a lion to frighten the wolves. You have been trying to survive as a sheep in a world full of both, and that is why you keep getting hurt. People are not evil. They are opportunistic. They are wired to take the path of least resistance. And your constant, unconditional goodness is the path of least resistance. You have made it easy for them. You have made it comfortable for them. You have removed all the friction, all the cost, all the reasons for them to respect your time, your energy, and your resources. Think about the last time you did something truly exceptional for someone. You went out of your way. You sacrificed your own time, your own comfort, your own resources. And in the moment, they were grateful. They said the right things. They looked at you with warmth and appreciation. But 3 months later, 6 months later, a year later, what happened? The gratitude had evaporated. The sacrifice had been forgotten. And they were asking you for the next thing, with the same casual ease as if the last thing had never happened. This is not because they are bad people. It is because the human memory is not designed to hold gratitude. It is designed to hold grievances. We are wired to remember what hurt us, not what helped us. It is a survival mechanism, and it means that your acts of generosity have a biological half-life. They decay, they fade, and eventually they disappear entirely from the other person's emotional ledger. And so, gratitude becomes an illusion. It is a temporary performance people enact to ensure the continued flow of your generosity. But it is not real. What is real is the advantage they gain. People remember the benefit, not the benevolence. They remember what they got, not what you gave. And the moment the benefits stop, the performance of gratitude stops with it. You are left confused, betrayed, and wondering how someone you helped so much could turn on you so quickly. The answer is simple. They were never with you. They were with what you provided, and you, in your beautiful blind goodness, mistook their dependency for loyalty. This is the great, painful lesson of power dynamics. Power is not about intention. It is about leverage. And by being unconditionally good, you have given away all of your leverage. You have nothing to withhold, nothing to negotiate with. You are a known quantity, a solved equation. And in the world of human strategy, to be solved is to be dismissed. The person who is respected is the person who retains a degree of unpredictability. The person who is capable of saying no. The person whose kindness is a choice, not a compulsion. Your journey towards power does not begin when you learn to be strong. It begins when you learn to value your own weakness, your own refusal, your own boundaries, as much as you value your capacity to give. Part 3. The Mask of Virtue. So, what is the answer? Do you become cold, selfish, and cruel? No, that is the fool's response. That is to become the very thing you despise. The Machiavellian answer is far more sophisticated. It is not to abandon goodness, but to master it. It is to understand that in a world of appearances, the image of virtue is often more powerful than virtue itself. You must learn to wear the mask of goodness while retaining the power of strategic action beneath it. This is not about being fake. It is about being effective. The world does not run on good intentions. It runs on results. And to get results, you cannot be a one-dimensional character. You cannot be the nice guy all the time. You must be a complex, unpredictable, and powerful human being who is capable of both immense kindness and immense strength. You must be the person who smiles in public and makes the hard, necessary decisions in private. The person who shows mercy when it serves a strategic purpose and demonstrates power when the situation demands it. Here is the most important reframe in this entire video. Machiavelli was not a cynic. He was a realist. He did not believe that people were inherently bad. He believed that people were inherently human. And humans, when given the opportunity to take the easy road, will take it. When given the opportunity to let someone else carry the weight, they will let them. Not out of malice, but out of comfort, out of the natural biological tendency to conserve energy and avoid discomfort. Your unconditional goodness has been removing all the discomfort from your relationships. You have been making it too easy for people to take without giving. And in doing so, you have robbed them of the opportunity to grow, to reciprocate, to become better versions of themselves. Your strategic goodness is not just good for you, it is good for them. It forces them to show up. It creates the conditions for genuine reciprocity. It transforms a parasitic dynamic into a symbiotic one. This is the deeper wisdom of Machiavelli. He was not teaching cruelty. He was teaching ecology. He was showing us how to create relationships that are sustainable, balanced, and genuinely nourishing for everyone involved. Most people get this backwards. They are hard on their friends and soft on their enemies. They demand loyalty from those who are already loyal, and they try to win over those who will never be. The strategic operator does the opposite. They are exceptionally kind to their allies, creating unbreakable bonds of loyalty, and they are firm, clear, and unyielding with their adversaries. They do not waste energy trying to convert the unconvertible. They focus their resources on where they will have the greatest impact. They understand that their time, their energy, and their emotional capital are finite, and they refuse to squander them on people who do not matter. This is not cruel. It is mathematical. It is the economics of power. To say yes to one thing is to say no to another. And if you are saying yes to everyone, you are saying no to your own future. Let's be even more direct. Every time you say yes to a request that does not align with your core mission, you are embezzling from your own potential. You are taking the finite resources of your life, your time, your focus, your creative energy, and you are investing them in someone else's agenda. This is not a moral failing. It is a strategic one. The most successful people in the world are not the most talented or the most intelligent. They are the most ruthless in their protection of their own focus. They build walls around their time. They say no, not as an act of aggression, but as an act of self-preservation. They understand that a single focused hour of deep work on their own project is worth more than 100 scattered hours of helping others with theirs. This is the mindset you must adopt. You are the CEO of your own life, and you must start making executive decisions. Part 4. The strategic weapon. This brings us to the final and most important lesson. Your goodness is not a weakness, it is a weapon. But like any weapon, it is useless or even dangerous if you do not know how to wield it. Blind, unconditional goodness is a liability, but strategic, focused, and intentional goodness is the most powerful force in the world. It is how you build a legacy. It is how you create real change. It is how you survive long enough to make a difference. How do you do this? You stop giving your goodness away for free. You attach a cost to it. Not a monetary cost, but a cost of expectation. You make your help conditional on effort, on reciprocity, on respect. You teach people how to treat you by what you accept and what you reject. You say no, not with anger, but with a calm, unshakable firmness that communicates that your resources are valuable and you will not see them wasted. And when you do say yes, you do it with such overwhelming force and generosity that it is unforgettable. You don't sprinkle your help around like dust. You concentrate it like a sunbeam, and you direct it at the people and the projects that truly matter. This is the difference between being liked and being respected. Being liked is a fleeting, superficial pleasure. Being respected is a deep, enduring power. The person who is merely liked is disposable. The person who is respected is indispensable. You must be willing to trade the temporary warmth of being liked for the permanent strength of being respected. This means you will disappoint people. You will be called selfish. You will be accused of not being the nice person you used to be. And you must be willing to bear that. Because you are no longer playing their game. You are playing yours. You are no longer a character in their story. You are the author of your own. And in your story, goodness is not a vulnerability. It is your crown. This is the final evolution. You move from being a victim of your own goodness to a manager of it, to a warrior who wields it. You learn that the most generous thing you can do for the world is to become powerful enough to make a real difference. A small fire warms a single room. A great fire can light up a city. Your blind goodness is a small fire, constantly being extinguished by the winds of other people's needs. Your strategic goodness is a controlled inferno, one that you can direct, grow, and use to reshape the world around you. This is the path from being a good person to being a force for good, and they are not the same thing. One is a passive state of being. The other is an active state of becoming. Here is a practical framework for beginning this transformation today. First, conduct an audit of your relationships. For every person in your life, ask yourself one honest question. Does this relationship give me energy, or does it take it? You are not looking for a perfect 50-50 split. You are looking for a rough balance, a sense of reciprocity, a feeling that this person would show up for you the way you show up for them. If the answer is no, you do not need to cut them off. But you do need to stop investing at the same level. You reduce your output until it matches their input. This is not punishment, it is calibration. Second, practice the strategic no. This week, find one request that you would normally say yes to out of obligation, not genuine desire, and say no. Say it calmly, without excessive explanation or apology. Watch what happens. In most cases, the world will not end. The person will find another solution, and you will feel something unfamiliar but deeply satisfying. You will feel the quiet, solid power of a boundary held. That feeling is the beginning of your transformation. Third, concentrate your generosity. Identify the 2 or 3 people in your life who genuinely deserve your best. Your most loyal friend, your most promising mentee, the family member who has always shown up for you. And then pour into those relationships with everything you have. Be extravagantly generous with them. Watch how different it feels when your giving is received by people who truly value it. Watch how your generosity, when directed with precision, creates something real, something lasting, something that actually changes lives. This is strategic goodness in action, and it is the most powerful thing you will ever do. Let's bring this home. You came into this video believing that your goodness was a shield. You now know it has been a target. You have been living in the generosity trap, chasing the illusion of gratitude, and paying the price for your own blind virtue. You have been the sheep, and the world has been the wolf. But that ends today. You now understand the Machiavellian secret. Goodness is not a feeling. It is a strategy. It is not a weakness. It is a weapon. And you are going to learn how to wield it. Your kindness will become rare and therefore valuable. Your generosity will become focused and therefore powerful. Your no will be as respected as your yes. If this message hit home, if you are ready to stop being a victim of your own virtue and start becoming the master of it, then right now in the comments type, "I choose strategic goodness." Not for me, for you. Let it be a declaration of a new era, a commitment to being not just good, but effective, not just kind, but powerful. And if this video gave you something real, please like it, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe to Wise Daily. Every video on this channel is built to give you one thing: the philosophical tools to live with more power, more clarity, and more intention. We'll see you in the next one.